Hey everyone, welcome to another episode with Montana Outdoor Science School. My name is Melanie and today we are continuing to work on our nature journals. Today's activity is all about map making. You can make a map of the area surrounding your home or your backyard with a few easy skills that I am going to teach you all today. The place I've chosen to do my map making is the wetland area just behind my house. So I'm going to show y'all the few key things you need to know before getting started. Before you get started, you'll need to include a few things in your map. One of them is, of course, a title. Describe where your map is. It could be as simple as my backyard. It could be more detailed, such as the northwest end of Bozeman. Give it a good representation, though, of where it is. You'll also need a compass rose, which is a depiction of the directions of the compass. That's north, east, south, and west. For my wetland area, I had to do some thinking, and I knew that the south end was that way and that the north end was that way. So I'm going to represent that on my map as I'm making it. Furthermore, you're going to need a legend, and you're going to need to think about the legend before you get started. A legend is a table with symbols that represent landmarks in your map. In the case of this wetland there are trees, there are bushes, there are cattails, and there's also a water source. I'm going to make sure that I include symbols to represent all of those landmarks so that they are easily identifiable in my map. The last thing, and perhaps the most important thing, is a scale. The scale of your map is how large your map is in reality versus on paper. This means you're going to have to use a little bit of math to figure out how large the area is for your map. In the case of my wetland area, it's a little too large to take measuring tape and try to measure it out. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be counting my steps. I know that for every step I take, that's going to be 3 feet of distance. Your steps may be a little bigger or smaller depending on what your stride looks like. I am then going to convert that to feet, however many steps I took, and then I'm gonna represent the number of feet in real life by the measurements of a ruler. In this case, I'm probably gonna be saying every 30 feet is equal to about an inch on my ruler here. Once I've included all those things into my map, I am ready to get started. My title I've put over on this page, since this is where I'm going to be drawing my map. I've included a compass rose showing where north and south is relative to the paper. I've also got my legend, and I've got all my symbols that are going to be representing landmarks on my map. Furthermore, I've put the scale on this page showing 30 feet is going to represent 1 inch. And I'm also going to write that 10 paces for me equals 30 feet. To make things easy on myself, I'm going to be starting on the south end of my map, which means I'm also going to be drawing starting from the bottom of my paper. I'm going to be traveling in an either north-south direction or east-west direction. I'm going to try to avoid walking diagonally as much as possible so that I don't mess with any of the measurements. And again, I'm going to be counting my steps as I do this. I know that one of my strides equals 3 feet, so I know that for every 10 steps I take, that's going to be 30 feet. Now that I've walked the wetland area and shown where all the landmarks are, I'm going to go in and sort of make the graphics on this better. I'm going to make some lines darker, some lines lighter. I also included something in this map I didn't talk about, and that's this line right here. This is an elevation line, and it shows that there's a difference between how tall this area is, where it's the wetland, and this area up here where the buildings and the roads are. It's probably no different than 5 feet between the two areas, but I wanted to show and indicate that with this elevation line here. Now that I've made a few adjustments, I feel that my map is complete. You might have noticed I took my compass rose from up here and put it down here. That was just purely for a reason of looks. There was more room in this area than there was in this area up here. So that is the process of making a map for your yard. If you liked that journal activity, be sure to like us on Facebook. Make sure to follow us there and also subscribe to our YouTube channel with Montana Outdoor Science School. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hey, Citrus, where's the treasure on the map? Oh, good girl, good girl.